Hello, my name is David. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players like you develop your musical personality on the instrument so that you can tell your personal musical story. Symmetrical scales are pretty awesome. What is a symmetrical scale? Well, it's a scale that has a pattern, a sequence, that repeats to infinity. And the prime example of a symmetrical scale is the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is a scale that fills out all the possible notes on the instrument. So if we play an A on the 5th string open, 1 fret higher, 1 higher, 1 higher, that's the symmetrical scale. It's a very simple pattern, right? All the notes are separated by half steps, 1 fret on the guitar, and regardless of where you start, you will always have that pattern. Now let's just talk a little bit about that chromatic scale. When is it used? Well, it's used to add tension, and when is it used? It's used whenever you want to add tension. So let's take a track here, which you can download too. I'll tell you more about that later. But this track is in A minor. We just have a constant A minor going on, A minor 7. And if I use that chromatic scale, some notes are going to be fine. They're going to be part of the chord. Some are going to be a little tensed, right? But if I do this in a continuous movement, you are perceiving the movement as going places. And that's a good thing. Don't stop, because if you stop, well, you might be in a strange place, right? That might be a little uncomfortable, but if you continue, well, you always have that sense of movement. That's how the chromatic scale is used, and that's also how any symmetrical scale is going to be used. To add movement, excitement, you're going places, even if not all the places are good, you're still going somewhere. How are you going to use that? To create something that is not just going places, but also that is telling a story, where you can stop on some notes and hang out, and sometimes it's pleasant too. Well, you blend that symmetrical scale with the stable scale. So you need to pick a stable scale. That's not the topic of this video. We're going to consider that we're in A Dorian for this, because I like the sound of A Dorian. I could have picked any other minor scales over this backing track. And we're going to inject that chromatic scale every once in a while to give that purpose of direction. Then we'll look at other symmetrical scales that are very useful and that work the same exact way. So when do we add that direction? Here's a tip. The tip is to think like a drummer, because drummers do it very naturally. If I listen to this and I pretend that I'm a lame drummer, boom, check, boom, check, boom, check, boom, check. When would I add a fill? Well, I would add a fill just before the strong beat that I want to accentuate. For example, this one. Ba, cha, boom, cha, boom, cha, ba, cha, boom, cha. So, cha, taka, 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 ba, taka, 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 ba. That's where we're going to use the chromatic scale in this case. All the rest is going to be stable. Taka, 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 ba. I don't need to do 16th notes. Taka, 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 ba. I can do 8th notes. Taka, taka, da. That's fine. We'll start there, okay? Right? That's the direction thing. And in between, we'll just play with the regular scale. So I'll try that and see if you can recognize the fake taka, 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 ta. Okay, drum fills. Haven't done it yet. That was it. Yep. That is it again. All right, let's talk about other symmetrical scales, because the chromatic scale is, well, it's fine, but there's more interesting scales in my opinion. There are two diminished scales that are symmetrical. The patterns are half whole, half whole, half whole, half whole to infinity, or whole, half whole, half whole, half whole, half to infinity. What does that mean? Well, that means that you can start that scale from, we'll do it in A. Half whole would be from A, you have the A, a half step above, whole step above, half above, whole above, half above, whole above. Or whole half, whole half, whole half, A, whole half, whole half, whole half, and so forth. You can get the charts below, more on that in just a little bit, but the half whole is as follows. It's a 4-note per string pattern. We're going to start on A right here with the index, low E string, 5th fret. We have frets 5, 6, 8, and then we're going to slide that pinky to the 9. So we have something like that, 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we're here with the pinky on the 9th fret, the index is going to repeat that pattern from the 5th string, 6th fret. And so forth. Now there's a little change here between the 3rd and the 2nd string. Unless your name is Tom Quill, you're going to have to go 2 frets higher. So all together. And so forth. The whole half is similar, but you're going to start with, you're going to pretend that you had a note just before. Very similar scales. Now if we play these over the track, you're going to have the sense of direction. Some notes are going to sound fine, some not, but that's okay. We'll start with a half whole, half whole. And then the whole, half. Okay, sounds kind of bizarre, right? But you have that direction thing. And remember, we're not just going to use that. We're going to blend that with the typical scale, the stable scale, which in this case will be Dorian. So combining one of these scales, we'll do the half whole. Combining that scale with the stable scale, the Dorian mode, we're going to use the ta-ka-ta-ka-ta-ka-ta, the drummer technique to try that. So let's give it a try. We'll start in. Boom, check, we're in. Heard it? It works, right? It's kind of cool. It adds that direction. There's a third symmetrical scale that I really like. It's called the whole tone scale. Whole tone, full step. All the notes are separated by full steps. I'm going to start on the low E string, 5th fret, frets 5, 7, 9. Then we're going to repeat that pattern. And I'm using index, ring, pinky, but you could do index, middle, pinky. It's up to you. I like index, ring, pinky. We're going to repeat that pattern on the next string, 1 fret higher. 1 fret higher. 1 fret higher. And then here, either 2 frets higher, or you can just repeat that. So there's a repetition in the notes there. That's okay, that's kind of cool. And then 1 fret higher. So if I do that with a drummer technique, start in. I'm still in. You heard it, right? There's one last trick that I want to give you with these symmetrical scales. Because the main purpose of these symmetrical scales is to add direction, a little bit of excitement, bringing you from here to there by taking a shortcut that doesn't really necessarily sound super pleasant all the time. That's okay, it's the direction thing. Because of that, we don't care as much as we should to the notes. So that means we can start that symmetrical scale, and this is something that people are not going to tell you, but you can start it anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the direction, and as long as you stop at a pleasant stop if you want. Again, music is made of rules that you can break all the time. So that means that I could start in, and I'll start anywhere. I'm not sure. I didn't even look, right? It's the direction thing. And so forth. We use this in a minor context. You can do that with Mixolydian if you'd like dominant 7 works great. Major 7 works great too, although personally I don't like it as much because typically when I think major 7 chord, Ionian, Lydian, it's pretty. I don't like to mess it up too much, but you can do that if you want. And I prepared for you a bunch of backing tracks for you to explore this concept and the charts also for free. Below, in the comment section of this video, there is a link that'll take you to a sign-up page, completely free. You sign up once, and that gives you unlimited lifetime access to the backing tracks and the charts for this video, and many other videos on the channel. And new videos are added weekly on that cool interface. So it's a great way to study. It's free, completely free. Check it out. The link is below. And if you want to go a little bit further with your improvisational skills, stick here, stay here, stay here. This video should help. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.